In Proverbs 8, we see that Solomon is explaining to his son, giving him proverbs, wisdom, things to really to live his life by. And in verse 8, he says, "All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted." I'm not going to tell you anything that is not correct. He's a person of integrity. You can trust what he's saying. Verse 10, he encouraged him. He says, "Take my instruction, it's like silver. Take my knowledge, it's like choice gold." Again, we see these couplets, this poetry that's coming. And poetry is easier to remember. It's solidifying in a son's mind this instruction that's like silver, this knowledge like choice gold. For it says, "Wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her." We see the continuation of the personification of wisdom as her. It's something desirable. It's something that we should be seeking after. And then verse 13, I especially don't want you to miss this, because this takes us back to really the thesis of Proverbs, back to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise that wisdom. So here in verse 13, it says, "The fear of the Lord is." So it's like, dun, 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 something really important is going to be said. Because when you read in chapter 1, verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, I think the prudent student of the Scriptures asks, well, what is the fear of the Lord? Well, he tells us here in the text that the fear of the Lord is a hatred of sin. That the idea of being wise is to hate sin the way God hates sin, to look at sin the way God looks at sin. So, and when we fear the Lord, have a healthy reverence and awe and fear of the Lord, we begin to hate sin the way that He hates sin. It says the pride and arrogance in the way of evil and perverted speech, that pride and arrogance, evil, perverted speech, what are we to do? We're to hate it. There should be a hatred toward evil. And so Solomon is begging his son to have a right orientation toward evil in the world. And then verse 17, "I love those who love me." Isn't that an incredible thought? That the Lord loves those who loves me. And he says, "Those who seek me, what they find me." This beautiful picture that we see all throughout Scripture. Many of you will think of Jeremiah. And the idea in Jeremiah, it says that if you seek me, you will find me. Here, it's not just we're seeking the Lord, but we're seeking wisdom. In James, it says, "Any who lacks wisdom, just ask of me, and I will give it to you." It's a promise from the Lord. And lastly, let's jump over verse 25. "Before the mountains were formed, before they were shaped, before the hills were brought forth, wisdom was there." Wisdom is saying that she's always been there. Because wisdom is something from the Lord, and it's available to all of us. And then finally, verse 34, "Blessed is the one who listens to me." That blessed is one who does what? How are we blessed? If we listen to wisdom. "Watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord."